The moment you finally burned out, you had already been burned out for months. You just didn't know it. Most people miss 4 out of 5 stages of burnout entirely, and by the time they feel it, the damage is already done. By the end of this, you'll understand exactly why. You probably know someone who seemed totally fine, high energy, productive, maybe even inspiring. Then one day, they just stopped, called in sick, went quiet. Everyone was shocked. But here's the thing. They weren't fine. They had been running on empty for a long time. And you might be doing the exact same thing right now without realizing it. Burnout is not a moment. It's a slow erosion. And according to a 2018 Gallup study of nearly 7,500 full-time workers, 23% felt burned out at work very often or always. Another 44% said sometimes. That's roughly 2/3 of the entire working population caught somewhere inside this process, and most of them couldn't tell you which stage they were in. So here are the 5 stages researchers have mapped out. Stage 1 is the honeymoon phase. Stage 2 is stress onset. Stage 3 is chronic stress. Stage 4 is full burnout, and Stage 5 is habitual burnout. Most people think burnout is something that happens to you at Stage 4, but Stage 4 is just when you finally notice what has been quietly building since Stage 1. Stage 1 feels incredible. You just started something new, a job, a project, a relationship, a goal. You are motivated and energized. Your brain is flooding you with dopamine every time you make progress. You feel unstoppable. And that feeling is real. But what's also real is this. You are burning fuel faster than you are replacing it. Your recovery is already falling behind. Research from the American Psychological Association shows that people in high engagement, high motivation phases often carry stress hormone levels comparable to moderate anxiety states, even when they feel great. Your sleep starts shifting slightly, you skip meals, you skip rest. You tell yourself it's temporary, but your body does not distinguish between temporary and permanent stress. It just keeps score. Christina Maslach, the UC Berkeley researcher who developed the most widely used burnout assessment in the world, described burnout as an erosion of values, dignity, spirit, and will, an erosion of the soul. By Stage 2 and 3, you are not just tired, you are starting to lose contact with who you actually are, and that process begins long before it becomes visible. And here's what stops most people cold. Stage 3, chronic stress, can last for years, not weeks, years. You can live in chronic burnout stress and still show up to work, still laugh at dinner, still convince yourself you're fine. That's exactly what makes it so dangerous. That's point 1. The stages start earlier than you think. Point 2 is even more uncomfortable. But here's what most people get wrong. We treat burnout like a personal failure. On one side, the story we tell ourselves. You just didn't have enough discipline. You need a holiday. Take a break and you'll bounce back. On the other side, what the research actually shows. Burnout is a systemic response to sustained mismatch between who you are and what your environment demands of you. Think about it this way. If you put a plant in the wrong soil and it starts to wilt, you don't tell the plant to try harder, you change the conditions. But somehow, when it comes to humans, we almost always blame the plant. Christina Maslach identified 6 specific mismatches that drive burnout: workload, control, reward, community, fairness, and values. Any one of these, sustained long enough, can take you all the way to Stage 4. So what does Stage 3, chronic stress, actually feel like from the inside? 1. You are always tired but never quite able to relax, even on weekends. 2. You feel vague dread before tasks you used to enjoy. 3. You are more irritable than your baseline and you know it. 4, you are productive but feel nothing. 5, you start mentally checking out, even in conversations you actually care about. Here's a number that genuinely surprised me. A 2021 Indeed survey found that 52% of all workers felt burnt out, up 9% from before the pandemic. And the highest burnout rates were not in the industries you might expect. They were in human services, education, and healthcare, the people who went into those careers because they cared most. That is not a coincidence. So what do you actually do with this? The good news is that knowing which stage you're in changes the entire strategy. What helps in stage 2 will not be enough in stage 4, and stage 5 needs something that looks nothing like a long weekend. The research is clear. Recovery has to match the depth of the depletion. Here's what that actually looks like. 3 things that actually work. First, audit the mismatch, not your effort. Go through Maslow's 6 dimensions and score yourself honestly. Workload, control, reward, community, fairness, values. Most people in burnout have a serious deficit in 2 or 3 of these. Once you see it written down, you stop trying to out-discipline a structural problem. Second, introduce genuine recovery daily. Not scrolling, real physiological downshifting. Even 20 minutes of low-stimulation rest measurably shifts your stress hormone pattern over time. Third, match your recovery to your stage. Stage 2 needs small daily resets. Stage 3 needs consistent boundaries around your 6 dimensions, the ones you just audited. Stage 4 requires structural changes, role, workload, sometimes environment entirely. And stage 5, habitual burnout, is the hardest. That's where most people need outside support, not just self-help strategies. None of this is weakness. Your brain adapted to protect you. You're just helping it adapt back. Here's something I keep coming back to. Maslow's research showed that burnout is not a problem of the person. It's a problem of the environment they're working in. And when you look back at that first stage, the honeymoon phase, you'll notice something. All 6 of those dimensions were probably intact. Recognition was there, autonomy was there, purpose was there. The goal is not to work less. The goal is to rebuild those conditions. Here's what I want you to hold on to. Remember that person we talked about at the very start? The one who seemed totally fine and then suddenly wasn't? They didn't break all at once. Their system had been sending signals for months. Stage 1 was quiet enthusiasm with a hidden cost. Stage 2 was subtle friction they pushed through. Stage 3 was that grinding, low-level feeling they kept dismissing. The crash at stage 4 was just the bill coming due. You can change this before the bill arrives. If this resonated, the video on anxiety and overthinking goes deeper into what's happening in your brain when stress becomes your default state. Hit subscribe so you don't miss it. There's a lot more of this coming.